He started as the altar boy from Harlem, became the king of bad boy records, then the face of designer suits, Grammy stages, and $100 million vodka campaigns. But behind the luxury jets and the legendary parties were whispers.
But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
Then lawsuits, then raids, and now a fall so surreal it feels scripted by HBO. Was it ego, excess, or the empire itself that brought Sean Diddy Combs crashing down? Some say the game changed him. Others say he was never who we thought he was. This is the story of power, money, music, betrayal, and maybe even monsters in mink coats. Before the scandals, before the lawsuits, before the fall, there was a boy from Harlem, born in 1969 in a world where style was power and reputation was everything. His parents were the flyest couple in the neighborhood. His father, Melvin, is tied to the drug game and Frank Lucas. His mother, Janice, an ex-model juggling 4 jobs just to keep the lights on. For years, Sean Combs believed his father died in a car accident, but the truth hit later. While he was a student at Howard University, his father had been murdered. And from that moment, something shifted. Grief turned into grit. The altar boy with NFL dreams became a man hell-bent on making noise. He hustled young. Lemonade stands, paper routes, gas stations, wherever there was money, Sean was there, always working. Then came Uptown Records. Raised Catholic and once a clean-cut altar boy, Sean Combs wore discipline like armor. He dreamed of NFL glory while playing football at Mount St. Michael, an all-boys academy in the Bronx. But a leg injury took that dream out from under him. So, like many greats before him, he found a new stage. The music industry was the next battlefield, and Combs stormed through. While still a student at Howard University, he landed an internship at Uptown Records in New York City. Within months, he was shaping careers. Mary J. Blige, Joe Desi, the sound of R&B and hip-hop in the 90s, he had fingerprints all over it. Then came the basketball game. In 1991, Combs promoted a celebrity charity event at the City College of New York. Thousands showed up, 9 never made it home. A stampede in an overcrowded gym led to one of the city's deadliest event disasters. Investigations pointed to poor planning. Families grieved. Lawsuits followed. And Combs, still in his early 20s, was suddenly haunted by a tragedy that would shadow him for decades. But he didn't stop. Fired from Uptown in 1993, he flipped the script. He launched Bad Boy Records, partnered with Arista, and released Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die in 1994. That album shook the culture. Overnight, Combs became the man behind the most dangerous name in rap. From there, the wins piled up. He produced hits for Faith Evans, 112, Mace, and of course, Biggie. His 1997 album No Way Out debuted at number 1, selling nearly 600,000 copies in its first week. It earned him 2 Grammys, and I'll Be Missing You, his tribute to Biggie, became a global anthem. In 2004, Shake Your Tail Feather added another Grammy to his shelf. But Combs chased markets. He launched Sean John in 1998. It was a streetwear meets luxury fashion line that sold hoodies, jeans, and a persona. The line earned him the CFDA Menswear Designer of the Year award, putting hip-hop on the fashion world's main stage whether they liked it or not. By 2002, he stepped into the reality TV arena with Making the Brand, and quickly became the orchestrator of dreams, drama, and double crosses. The show blurred the line between entertainment and exploitation, and Diddy played the ringmaster to perfection. 2 years later, at the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, he took the stage in front of 140 million viewers. The moment sealed it. Sean Combs had become bigger than hip-hop. He was pop culture's pulse. And then came the power moves. The 2007 Ciroc deal was a business model. A 50-50 profit-sharing agreement with Diego turned a no-name vodka into a nightlife titan. He curated taste, lifestyle, and luxury, flipping club culture into corporate leverage. By 2013, he launched Revolt TV, a music-centric cable network built to challenge legacy media and give the culture its own broadcast platform. 4 years later, Forbes crowned him the highest-paid celebrity on the planet, with earnings hitting $130 million in 2017 alone. Even in his late-game chapters, the accolades kept coming. He received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 BET Awards. And just when people thought he'd slow down, he dropped the Love album Off the Grid in 2023, earning yet another Grammy nomination. He changed his name as often as he changed lanes. Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and finally Love or Brother Love. Each alias marked a reinvention, a signal that he was evolving faster than the culture around him. But not everything transformed with him. There were cracks in the shine, incidents swept under the red carpet, rumors that were easier to ignore when the money was still flowing and the parties were still full. In 1996, he was convicted of criminal mischief and allegedly threatening a photographer with a gun. In 1999, he attacked a music executive, leaving the man with a broken arm and jaw, later ordered to anger management. That same year, a nightclub shooting landed him in jail with gun charges after fleeing the scene with Jennifer Lopez. Prosecutors accused him of bribery. He was acquitted, but the headlines stuck. Tupac accused him of being involved in his 1994 shooting. The East Coast-West Coast feud escalated into a full-blown war. Biggie and Tupac both ended up dead. The streets whispered, and the industry listened, but no one could prove anything. More lawsuits stacked up. After a post-Oscar party, a man came forward saying Combs punched him in the face. Years later, during a heated moment at UCLA, he was arrested for allegedly swinging a kettlebell at a football coach over a dispute involving his son. The charges didn't stick, but the headlines did, and slowly the armor began to crack. Then came the avalanche. Late in 2023, the silence shattered. Cassie Ventura, once his protege, once his partner, filed a lawsuit that read more like a nightmare than a legal document. She spoke of years of abuse, beatings behind closed doors, rape, sex trafficking masked as luxury. For years it had been whispers. Now it was on paper. 24 hours later, the case was settled. Just like that, $20 million and a vanishing act. But once the first domino fell, the flood began. Within a week, 2 more women stepped forward. Liza Gardner and Joy Dickerson-Neal accused Combs of sexual abuse stretching back to the early 90s. The accusations painted a decades-long pattern: intimidation, control, and manipulation cloaked behind red carpets and private jets. By December, the lawsuits grew darker. A Jane Doe claimed she was gang-raped by Combs and 2 others as a teenager in a Manhattan recording studio. There were rumors that hidden rooms in certain bad boy-affiliated studios had two-way mirrors, where VIP guests watched unknown women recorded, drugged, and disposed of. No one proved it, but it circulated fast online, shared by ex-staff and anonymous insiders. Then came the videos. May 2024, CNN dropped surveillance footage showing Combs viciously beating Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. The man who once danced in million-dollar suits now stood frozen in a grainy video frame, his legacy crumbling by the second. 2 days later, he apologized online. Inexcusable, he called it, but the damage was already done. Lawsuits followed like aftershocks. One from Rodney Jones, a producer who claimed Combs sexually assaulted him repeatedly in 2022 and 2023. The lawsuit also name-dropped Cuba Gooding Jr., implying deeper rot in a social circle once seen as elite. Another suit alleged that model Crystal McKinney was assaulted in 2003. Then came April Lampros, who spoke of brutal encounters stretching across a decade. And still more came forward. That summer, the headlines went nuclear. A $100 million default judgment hit the wires after Derek Lee Cardelio-Smith accused Combs of assaulting him back in the late 90s. The judgment was later tossed on technical grounds, but not before the story went viral. whispers turned into full-blown conspiracy threads. Encrypted hard drives, privacy files, lists of names allegedly seized during the federal raid. And by fall, the betrayals came from inside the circle. Dawn Richard, once a star of Making the Band, filed a lawsuit of her own. Sex trafficking, sexual assault, false imprisonment. She claimed she saw the abuse with her own eyes, claimed she witnessed what happened to Cassie. Then came Thalia Graves, a masked name, a familiar pattern. She said she was drugged, bound, raped, and recorded. Said his security team helped make it happen. Said the tape still existed. Just a week later, a Florida model came forward. Said Combs assaulted her, got her pregnant, and that Young Miami pressured her into an abortion. Behind the scenes, one report claimed that Combs had used a team of private fixers, ex-military contractors and hackers to silence women with blackmail, NDAs, and even threats of deportation. These rumors swirled with tales of encrypted folders titled only by dates and victims' initials, stashed in servers located outside US jurisdiction. Then came the Washington Post bombshell. Over 120 lawsuits in the pipeline. Allegations from women, men, and even minors. Claims of drugging, abuse, and hush money. And beneath it all, whispers of an underground party circuit known only as the Vault. It was a secretive world where celebrities, influencers, and models were invited to private events, only to find locked doors and mystery pills waiting inside. And just when it felt like the worst had already surfaced, came the unthinkable. By the end of 2024, these weren't just whispers or anonymous tips. The accusations had names, faces, timestamps, and receipts. What once passed as tabloid noise now lined the pages of formal legal complaints. Some of the claims were disturbing, others hard to believe. On October 28th, 2 lawsuits were filed, one accusing Diddy of sexually assaulting a 10-year-old boy in 2005, the other claiming a 17-year-old male was abused during a Making the Band audition in 2008. Then came the most surreal headline yet. Diddy and Jay-Z named in a civil suit alleging they raped a 13-year-old girl in an MTV Video Music Award after-party in 2000. Though the suit was dropped in February the following year, the internet never forgets. Social media didn't skip a beat. The conspiracy theorists doubled down. The industry, already fractured, began to disassociate. In the weeks between December and January, the floodgates blew wide open. Diddy was accused of raping and sexually assaulting multiple men, sexually battering a former male employee, and drugging a woman. A babysitter came forward, saying she was just 16 when he assaulted her back in 2000. Rolling Stone confirmed what most were already whispering: over 40 lawsuits were now active against him. Then came the raids. On March 25, federal agents stormed his homes in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami. They seized electronics, illegal firearms, narcotics like ecstasy and GHB, and in a detail that broke the internet, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. What had started as a sex scandal now had the feel of something darker. By September 16th, Diddy was arrested in Manhattan. The charges were sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy. He pleaded not guilty the next day, but bail was denied, twice. Even a $50 million bond couldn't buy his way out. Judges cited concerns about witness intimidation and the scale of the operation. And just like that, hip-hop's ultimate mogul was behind bars, locked inside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, awaiting trial. On May 5th, jury selection began. May 12th, opening statements. The courtroom held its breath as Cassie Ventura took the stand. Her testimony painted a chilling picture of abuse, control, and the long shadow Diddy cast behind closed doors. By July 2nd, the verdict was in. He was acquitted of sex trafficking and RICO charges, but convicted on 2 lesser counts: transportation with intent to engage and prostitution. Even then, he wasn't going home. Bail was denied once again. His sentencing was scheduled for October 3rd. Meanwhile, his legal team released statements painting a different Diddy, a man reflecting, meditating, even starting rehabilitation programs behind bars. According to attorney Mark Agnifilo, he was reading, writing essays, attending group therapy, and participating in STOP, a prison program for preventing domestic violence and assault. They said he missed his children, that he was thinner and focused. But outside those walls, the empire was crumbling by the hour. Radio stations dropped his songs. Howard University returned his honorary doctorate. Macy's cleared out every piece of Sean John apparel. Miami-Dade County revoked Sean Diddy Combs Day. New York's mayor took back his key to the city. Hulu cancelled the family reality show. The Recording Academy re-evaluated his Grammy invites. And Kesha rewrote the lyrics to her song TikTok, removing the line "Wake up feeling like P. Diddy" and replacing it with something that left no room for nostalgia. The industry was cleaning house, and Diddy wasn't part of the future anymore. Documentations dropped like dominoes. TMZ's The Downfall of Diddy, Netflix's Diddy Do It, executive produced by 50 Cent. Peacock's Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. Investigation Discovery's The Fall of Diddy. Still, not everyone turned away. Streetwear brands printed free Puff tees. Kanye West called him a hero and an idol on X. But no amount of nostalgia could clean the slate. Was Diddy the mogul who built Bad Boy on talent and vision, or the man who exploited power behind the scenes? Let us know in the comments. And if you think the full story is still hiding in the shadows, hit that like button and subscribe.